From the harbour lights of Carrick to the shores of far away, every heart beats Rangers, every soul will proudly say, we're the voices in the terror.
Well, howdy, ladies and gentlemen.
Boom.
Welcome to another episode of The People's Club, the official Carrick Rangers podcast. Round of applause. We made it here, all right? You've got 3 goofs and 1 really simple goof who made it almost damn near impossible for us to get on here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what the type of chuckleheads we are dealing with. Our producer, Stephen Luker. No shit. I am telling you, hand to God, 15 minutes before the show started, he's at an acupuncture clinic getting acupuncture.
Luker.
Hopefully,
And now he's
we
gone.
see him next week. Because I have a fond place in my heart for Luker, but gosh damn, that is one of the best moves. It would only be perfect for a Rico podcast. Before we get into me, I want to introduce my other co-host here today, starting with the shiny head, and then we'll move to the glasses with a beautiful smile. Both of you are handsome, but Scotty, tell me who you are. Tell me where you're broadcasting from. Let me have it.
Well, it's great to be here. My name's Scotty Kelly. I am broadcasting live from Red Bluff, California. It's in the northern Sacramento Valley, if about 2 hours or so south of the Oregon border.
Hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha.
Beautiful country. God's country, Northwest. Probably sounds like you're near the Golden Triangle.
The Golden Triangle?
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Golden Triangle. It's like a biker ring where they sell all of the, how can we put this on a child-friendly broadcast? All of the candy for adults that you might want is within this Golden Triangle.
Oh, yes.
Hell's Angels has a very strong foundation in the Golden Triangle, but
you're talking about street pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, hoo-ha.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on track already.
Yeah.
My man, Vance Like.
We're doing well.
I'm so effing glad you're here, buddy. Who are you? Where are you broadcasting from? Lay it on me.
It's your boy Van Slyke on the mic up here in Arctic Antrim. We are nicknaming this thing. This is Alaska, where I'm broadcasting from. So we officially go from one coast to the other coast, and pretty soon we'll be stretching the big water as well. But having a great time up here. Really excited to be part of this. So as you all know, we're all a band of brothers already. This is our game. This is fun. And now it's game time.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you guys are both here. Like he said, we got NorCal represented. We've got freaking Alaska represented. And now I'm in Arizona, okay? I'm up in the mountains. I know I keep things kind of CIA-like, but at the Rico compound, we don't want any peekers. Nope. So we'll just leave it at Northwest Arizona. Those of you who know Rico probably know a little closer location, but let's just get right down to business, okay? Because we are the first show to follow a W.
A W.
So
I don't know if y'all enjoyed it, but watching the game was really spectacular for myself.
Boy, it was real edge of the seat of your pants stuff. I could barely keep my belt on the whole way.
The highlights were nice. I was glad to have them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you,
and
BBC.
Speaking of highlights, I think our guy, Captain Acupuncture, has something lined up for us. Wow. For those of you listening on Apple Radio, not watching the broadcast, you're hitting football. And wow, Bangor heading it on goal. Save.
That's right.
Long ball. Save. Now, just keep it short so we can do the shots on goal. Not sure we're going to get that today. As our buddy was busy getting metal rods put in his body. That was
There we go. A beauty. I want you to do me a favor and fast forward to the second half. Folks, I'm going to spoiler alert. This is what you're going to see for viewers, I don't know, 85 minutes. There we go.
If we could just fast forward to the ending, and we can start to talk about this shutout. Wow. What a ball. I mean, gritty defense. They love
look at that.
Carrick loves packing the box. Oh.
Sweet. Nice performance from Keep.
Yep. Now, folks, if you're watching and you didn't see the goal they scored on, it is
it's a banger.
It's one for the books. The only other place I've seen it done is in my men's rec league. Woo! Turn it up.
Uh-oh.
I mean, these boys are playing hard out here. I'll tell you what. Their defensive-minded approach really showed up. Now,
a lot of chances there.
We're almost there, guys. If you're in the audience, patience is a virtue.
Luker's on it today.
Yeah, really is. He's the star of the show.
So far.
Before the show even started.
Oh, nice. Nice volley.
There he is.
Hey, he's joining us. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Luker.
We're waiting for the grand finale.
Was the goal. The one, and you turn it off before the goal. My God in heaven. No, not start over. Not start the highlights completely over, my friend. We want to get to the last. You get no. Go.
There we go.
Back,
Danny.
Go further back, Luke. You have to see the setup. I need to see the throw-in.
Beautiful.
There you go. There's the shot.
Yeah, we need to see the throw-in. This is just so wonderful. I mean, if there are any Irish men or women listening, if there's any Europeans listening, really anybody, we're not as stupid as we appear right now. I can assure you that this isn't as garage band as it looks.
Yes, it is.
We actually spent if you can believe this or not, we actually spent some time preparing for this. I'm afraid to even ask him to play the coach in his post-game speech because I told him I want just the first minute of it. But I'm going to start with Scotty. Scotty.
Yes, sir.
What did you see in that game that you liked, that you didn't like?
For once in the last month or so, I didn't really see anything that I didn't like. I was really impressed. The highlights matched what I thought I was watching on the game tracker. The team, they look more focused. They look more crisp. It was excellent fundamental football. And and that's the easy point for me to talk about is how fundamentally sound they were. They closing off lanes, they were filling open spaces, the defensive tactics, and that's one of the things I noticed that Baxter's talked about was they had their tactics, game plan, and their energy, and it was apparent. So, not to be too much of a fanboy, but I don't think there's much anything I did not like about the game, and it come at a really good time because it not only moved us up 3 spots in the table, but we have 2 games in hand over not only 2 teams ahead of us, but we have 2 games in hand against 3 teams beneath us. And that's critical. So I like the fundamental soundness. They just looked energized. And I was thinking that, and I was making those notes before I even seen the highlights. So
Absolutely. And Van, the Van Wonder himself, what did you see in that game that you liked, that you didn't like? Let me have it.
Yeah, let's have it. So first of all, what I didn't like is that we had to rely on Scotty for his game tracker to follow that one live. But I think everybody around the globe had the same issues that we did. So it'll be great to watch a game. But like I said, the highlights are great. So I was saving this photo here that just hit the screen and is now gone. Woo! Producing extraordinaire. So I was saving this for my round table, but like for me, this picture says it all, right? So this is the release of frustration. I mean, frustration, games of frustration. We got injuries. You know, we haven't been playing well. I mean, so many things. And then for Danny himself specifically, I mean, he's had a couple of great approaches and shots on goal that aren't going in. He had a nice volley. That was professional. I mean, this shot for me says it all. So, you know, the move up the table, beautiful. But, you know, I think somebody's made the comment before, but we saw a lot of long ball. We saw kind of a boot and run. And what, you know, even when I'm teaching, you know, my little kids, my own children in their leagues, like, you know, I tell them, have a plan, know what you're going to do with that ball when you get it. And man, at this premier level, I wasn't seeing that. Of course, we spoke at length the last, you know, couple games. It seems like neither team really had much of a plan when they got the ball. But this one, finally, we were putting it together. We seemed like we were playing our game and created a lot of that defensive position. Really gave us a lot of shots on goal. We really moved and attacked the goal well. And boy, we come away with 3 points.
Yeah, 3 needed points. And you bring up a good point because it was that photo did kind of encapsulate the frustration being released, the demon being exercised, if you will, because they did have a couple of tough matches. And the one thing that I've noticed this season about the Rangers is that they're in every game. Like, it's usually a 1-goal game. 1-0, 0-0, 2-1, 3-2. You know, their matches are usually within 1 goal, with the exception of the first, I think it was the first or second match of the year where it was a 4-1. They got a little bit drubbed, but since then, it's been real close, and you can tell that the manager, the gaffer, Baxter, really is defensive minded, and it showed up in this game with a shutout, which it's not easy at any level to get a shutout. You really have to, it has to be a mindset, and
we had to rely on a lot of performance from Keep in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he had a lot of shots on goals to deal with, but like I mentioned, I mean, you know, you can contend with that if you are creating opportunities yourself. And again, I think that we felt in control. We played a game like, you know, Baxter was absolutely expecting. And look at what happens when we put it all together. So,
yeah, you know what it reminded me of? And this isn't a knock on the Rangers, but it reminded me of American national team soccer about 20 years ago. A lot of defense, reliant on free kicks, free balls, strong defense, sturdy defense, and a need for a counterattack. You know, in America, we just have never we've never had flamboyant strikers. We've had good middies, you know, the Donovans of the world, and obviously Pulisic, and we can go on. But it used to be like back in the day, the bread and butter was always defense and free kicks, and you could tell they packed in the box. And I feel like if the Rangers can build a counter, they're going to be a lot more dangerous. And that's the key for them because their defense is clearly what they should rely on. It's the strong part of their game. And it's not to say that they don't have offensive players because they do. But until they can figure out how to not play boom ball, they don't I didn't see a lot of outlets. You know, like when they were able to get the turnovers, they're so swarmed that there's not a lot of guys to outlet to keep position, you know, shape, things like that.
Yep. They need to run their angles and keep their lanes. Our resident GM and communications organizer for all things, both sides of the big water there, Mr. Lippett just said, well, the word that I think is probably most accurate, inspired. We finally saw an inspired performance.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was an inspired performance, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, Scotty, you can tell when a team is playing inspired and when they're kind of just clocking in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When a team has kind of thrown in the towel already, and you see it sometimes, unfortunately, where teams give up early in the year. They just don't have that same fire after a few losses. But it looked like they were inspired. Were you seeing the same thing?
Absolutely. And I think that's, first of all, that's a testament to Baxter and the unity that's going on in the locker room. And because everybody in the club, these guys, they know where we're at, just like we wouldn't know where we're at. And they know better than we do that a small club, I don't want to say underfunded, but we're on a path to be more competitive with the full-time clubs. And sometimes you can probably tempted to get down and out and that carry into or get, discouraged and that carry into a performance. Now, for me, playing American football in high school, that was just a different energy about playing on a Friday night versus a Saturday morning, And so I don't know if it was the crisp, cool air of a Friday night, knowing when you leave it.
Now, when you say football, okay, us Americans, we identify football as potentially a different sport. Are you talking about the football that you catch and run that you don't really kick?
You're right. The pigskin. So, like,
the pigskin.
Playing on a Friday night, there was just something different about the vibe than a Saturday morning, right? So,
absolutely.
Maybe it was the
big
crisp
old fat
finger
hammer and a piece of grass coming out, cold one. Pigskin. I get what you're saying. It was an interesting start time, and they have some like 3:00 games, which I know when I played a lot of sports: lacrosse, football, soccer. Soccer was probably my best sport other than baseball, and I know that those early afternoon games, they were just not for me. I liked morning games, I liked night games, but there's something about playing under the lights. And I don't want to go too far into us yet. I did want to touch on their next game, their upcoming game against the Crusaders. Now,
big fixture.
I have my concerns, and it has nothing to do with the team other than the gaffer. And I'm not saying he's going to pack it in because they beat him once. But I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Stephen Baxter is like the prince of the Crusaders. He's like a prince in Belfast. Like, this guy played 19 years and coached
Right.
combined 19 years for him, took him to titles. This guy is one of the favored children of the Crusaders. So will he do what needs to be done this next game?
I believe
I'm
so.
going to start with Van Slyke this time.
Woo! Yeah, 100%. So something that's come out multiple times, and I want to back up just a little bit because you mentioned, about Steven and he knows. I think we all know that he's kind of been through some stuff this year, and with his, we had people coming up and doing the game interviews and saying, "Look, we're just in awe of his leadership," and I think. I don't have any question about what he's going to be able to do to get this team going. Now, to connect that to what Baxter says regularly in his post game, that, we're working with fine margins, and any one of these games, any one of these fixtures, like, we're right there. And to not be pulling away at least a point is a disappointment. And I think that he's voiced that pretty clearly. I mean, we are a contender and we need to be there. So I expect them to show up. I do. I expect them to show up.
Absolutely. I like that. And Scotty, what's your take? Crusaders, Rangers, the Gers.
The Gers and the Gers and the Durs. What would you call it?
Gers and the Jers.
The Durs and the Jers. Yeah, I like what Vance said about Baxter, and I think that goes to the energy and the relentlessness you saw Friday night. He has the locker room. That's a term we use in America a lot, and I think they're in it together. Now I know that the players are not going to do what us fans do, and like you said, cash it in because this could be an easy win. But if you're watching, you're a fan owner, and you're watching, something for you to understand too, and I do like this, and I'll bring it up, is the Crusaders, they have yielded the third most goals in the Premiership this season, and they're cutting. They're on the current 3-game losing streaks and 6 points behind us in the table. So this is
good points.
Now, for me, it's not a chance to relax. It's a chance to capitalize on yet another great opportunity.
Absolutely.
With what's going on. So, as a fan, that I look at it that way. As a player, they should be looking at it like, hey, they're still a good team. They can strike, but this is another great opportunity. So to follow up what they did Friday night.
100%. Yeah.
1,000%. This is the second stone per se in the foundation. Like, they got that monkey off their back, and this is a chance for them to put two together and then go into a cup game. What is it? The East Antrim Derby.
Antrim.
I don't have a very good Irish accent.
Yes, Scotty.
Antrim Derby.
There you go. There you go.
The East Antrim Derby against Larne. But this is a game, the Crusaders. Honestly, what I brought up about Baxter, I'm just a chump trying to sell a storyline to people, okay? The reality is this guy is a hell of a gaffer. He's got his boys playing well, and I think they believe in him, his system. And Rome wasn't built in a day. So people out there that were kind of, we call it here in the States, Monday morning quarterbacking, Monday overreactions. Pump the brakes a little bit. Let the man do his thing, okay? He's only been in since 2024. It's going to take a little time, but he's definitely, I think, the right man for the job. So,
and this is his third season? Or is it his fourth?
Is it his fourth? I thought it was his second.
We're paid to know this, right?
This is the problem when you have people like me covering the Carrickfergus Rangers, okay? Because I'm not there. My feet aren't on the soil, okay? Ireland, Northern Ireland, sorry, specifically, and we will get into that.
He's been there since October 28th, 2024, so roughly a year. For you guys.
Wow.
See that?
Look at that.
Thank you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the boy wonder himself.
Luker.
Even Luker coming in. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see his back. Luker, is there any chance that you would take off your shirt and show us your back so that we could see the puncture marks that
There's no
wouldn't
puncture
allow
marks
us
at
to
all,
do our
Rico. There's none of
pre-production?
that. We're
Come
not going
on.
to
None
go
of that?
topic.
I mean,
There's none.
show a
It's
little
just
skin,
needle
buddy.
points.
There's nothing wrong.
Ridiculous.
Skin to win, dude. Skin to win.
I do have the post-match press conference if you guys need to hear that ready.
You know, we might as well. I'll put my faith in you, Luker. I think you can deliver that. So we're gonna hear. Speaking of the manager, here is the gaffer.
And we've matched them all over the park. We've got our tactics right. We nullified the threat of Big Arthur's. They knock a long ball down and have 3 and 4 runners coming off of that ball. And we made sure that we were touch tight to those runners, make sure there was no space for them to play in. And I don't think he won a flick on all night. I thought Jimmy Callagher and Billy Joe Burns, Luke McCulloch were just absolutely outstanding in there tonight, just dealing with everything and then allowing us then to split them and start our play. So our game plan was good. We were very solid and we grew into the game. We were the very likely team. We almost got a breakthrough right at the very start with Paul Heatley. We had a lot of energy going forward. We needed to find a little trick to win the game. Adam Leckie had 10 minutes in his legs. He hasn't done any proper training with the team, if you like, other than he joined in on Thursday night for the first time in 7 or 8 weeks. And I asked him, had he 10 minutes? It was a risk, but it was the right risk to take because he was the man that opened the gap up to allow us to get in there, and then obviously causes the havoc, gets the throw in, and then my word, Danny Gibson scores a brilliant goal to take the game away from him, and we thoroughly deserved it.
Obviously.
Danny and a sweet volley.
Volley. Now, what we didn't see in those highlights was the throw-in. That's what we were referencing. They scored on a throw-in, ladies and gentlemen, and it was a scramble, but that's an effort play. It's called being in position, being where you need to be, and sometimes you need a little bit of luck with the ball. But generally, and I was a striker, and I found more times than not, if you put yourself in a position to have a lane, to have a go at the goal, at the old onion bag, more times than not, that ball was going to find you. It's weird how that works, but it's just the case. And the gaffer, I mean, he talked about energy. He talked about the way they played that sort of inspired. And we've gotten the chat right now. Lippet, he brings up a good point about Leckie opening it up. He certainly did when he came on. I can't remember what minute it was, but he's been underutilized, and I think that did open up a different tactic for Baxter. At a minimum, it bringing on another guy can bring up the juice. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
He made the comment too. I'll jump in there, Scotty. He made the comment about getting healthy again. Like, even getting Leckie out there for a few minutes. Oh man. I mean, what a game changer this guy is. And I have to say, I'm excited about the new boys too. The young kids are playing real well. Eugen can play midfield. He's going to do well for us. I know, we had a great shot by one of the new boys the other day. I mean, I just think that there's a lot of things aligning to really, pull us into some paces here as we start moving on. But anyway.
Yeah, them young boys. Scotty, what do you see from the young boys that you like?
Just their energy, their eagerness. They're fundamentally sound, which to me is, I like that because that's a testament to the academy and what's going on with the academy and raising them right, so to speak. Now, the McCall kid, well, he's not a kid anymore, but how do you say his name? Is it Eugen? You said Eugen, or is it Owen?
Eugen?
Is that how you say it? McCall, that we just recently signed?
Eugen? Yeah, somebody's got to let us know. But
yeah,
I think it's Eugen.
lean on somebody in the chat here. Toward left, okay? He was the first one to verify that Baxter was in his second season. So I don't know if he can what is it? Anatomically, phonetically spell his name for these three bozos here so we can say his name properly.
And like I said, we should be we're being paid to know this stuff, right? And
We absolutely are,
What?
but I haven't cashed my first check, so
It could have
I'm saving it for my Christmas fund, okay?
it could have something to do with the pre-show and production.
Boy,
exactly.
oh boy.
We could have straightened all of this out in 20 minutes, but somebody didn't have the right link. I don't know.
Yeah. We do need to bring in that Northern Ireland lifeblood, and I want to get
Right.
into this for a little bit, guys. Okay.
So Rico, before
Go
we
ahead.
switch though, you made the comment about, taking the shots, and like I wanted to circle on I think Jean has been commenting, AJ asked about Danny's shot last game, and I want to defend Danny a little bit here because I'm pretty sure that was deflected. When you're taking a volley shot like that, the goal when you're striking that hard is to you hit a knuckleball. I don't know if you know much about baseball, but when a knuckleball goes, it doesn't rotate, and that throws your brain off. And those real strong strikes throw that knuckleball right in there, and that's why it's so difficult to defend. I'm pretty sure that thing took a deflection because Danny, he's really good at centering that gravity over that ball, and he doesn't throw it like that, toss it up over like that. Those guys, there was a question about why that happens, and keeping yourself centered unless you have a fulcrum situation. If you're trying to throw it up and over a line and in there on a set piece, that's a totally different situation, and it's about spin. But on those volleys, man, it's about as much hammer as you can have and get that knuckleball in the upper 90.
It's amazing how players can hit knuckleballs with as much power as they do, because you almost have to pull your foot back at like impact because you don't want to create the rotation. So it's like they're just smacking it. They're not going through.
Yep.
They're just right there. And it's just, it's a flat hit, laces, and it just moves so dangerously. God, I love those hits, but Northern Ireland, guys, bear with me. All right. We'll have more talk about the Rangers because that's why we're here. But I had to learn about Northern Ireland soccer, what Northern Ireland is. Okay. So first and foremost, I'm going to start with you, Christopher. Where are the Carrick Rangers located?
Okay. All right, good. All right, good. They're in Carrickfergus in the beautiful county of Antrim, Northern Ireland.
Ding, ding, ding. That's perfect. That's perfect. Scotty, you get question number 2. Where in the world? No, I'm kidding.
It's Carmen Sandiego.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? I watch that show religiously. Shout out to PBS.
By the way, this spot is called Rico's History Lesson for those of you.
For those of you in the audience, because I did not title this segment for them to hear, but this is a little segment we like to call Rico's History Lesson. And thankfully, we have my man, the boy wonder, putting up
Luca,
the United Kingdom map. So my question for you, Scotty, is what soccer league do the Rangers play in?
Oh boy, let me see. You said they're in Northern Ireland?
Yes. So what league do they play in?
Oh, I know, the Northern Ireland Football League Premiership.
Okay, kind of close. It's the Sports Direct. But
Oh yeah.
You got me. Is that like the corporate sponsorship or something?
yeah,
Like the NASCAR Sprint Cup or something, you know?
pretty much it's like EPL is the Barclays.
That,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I
yep.
mean? It's kind of the same concept.
of course, correct. Yeah. Do I get
So-
deducted points for that, or do they dock my pizza?
you know what? I'll give you
No
I'll give you
gold
some
coins
points.
for you.
I'll give
I
you
have
the
to take a
points,
back
okay?
table at the dinner and the banquet during the owner summit.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna give you that one. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. The next question. Okay. Where do the Rangers play their home games? What is the home pitch for the Rangers?
Oh man. Taylor's Ave, but I can't remember what they named the actual dirt.
That's good.
That's good enough?
Technically, that's it. It's the golly gee, I want to say the Loflo.
Oh, look at this, Scotty. The guy who's dealing doesn't
the
even.
guy who's because it is technically Taylor Ave. Like I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that they also have a name.
How do you pronounce View or Louview? I'm
It's
terrible.
like-
Low view.
Louview?
Yes, it's the Low View Leisure Arena.
Low
Yes.
view leisure.
Yes, the Low View Leisure or Luff View. I'm gonna guess it's Luff View.
Love you?
Luff View.
I want you to learn how to pronounce it in Gaelic, and then I'll give you some points.
So, who can answer what NIFL stands for?
Everybody. Northern. You know that one, Scotty. We all in unison.
Well, somebody hop right in.
NIFL?
Northern Ireland.
Yes.
Football League.
NIFL. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. Can somebody tell me what the FAI stands for?
Football Association, and the I am lost.
So it's an I. Think about it. Football Association of.
Ireland.
There you go. And where is the FAI located?
I'm going to take a guess and say Belfast.
Wrong. This is where I tricked you
Oh.
boys. And this is where it
Oh.
gets hella confusing. So people, bear
Dublin.
with me. There are two soccer leagues, just like Northern Ireland is different than Ireland. And
Correct.
this goes back hundreds of years. But we'll just start with the IFA. Okay? The Irish Football Association. And basically, they're the oldest league, the second oldest soccer league in existence, just behind England. Okay? So you had these boys playing, and somewhere along the line, politics got involved. Okay? And you had the Protestants in Northern Ireland, because remember, for a good portion of Ireland's history, they were part of the crown. They were part of Great Britain. Protestant. Now you had a bunch of Catholics in the South who are like, we want to be independent. We don't want to be with the crown. We're going to start our own stuff. And in around the 20s, they created the IFA. And long story short, you have these two divisions that are technically Ireland, but because Catholics and Protestants had a difference on whether or not they wanted to support Kate Middleton and Prince Charles, or what's that girl's name? Meghan
Markle? Markle?
Yeah, the one that got kicked out with the ginger. Sorry, guys. Sorry to my Carrickfergus fans who are fans of the Crown and actually like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Okay, I don't mean to upset you, but they were technically tossed out by their own family. So I would be interested if there is a Northern Irish person in this audience. Please tell me what Ulster thinks of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. I'd love to know. But long story short, guys, they have two separate soccer associations. Technically, Carrick Rangers plays in the second longest in the league. And as far as questions being answered goes, I'm impressed with the prowess with you guys answered. So thank you for playing.
So Scotty, we were worried about the book reading segment. Shoot, little did we know we had Rico.
You got
to hook us all up.
This is not fair. And we got a comment from Chris Lippett. He said, Scotty, I just came here to hear you read the book, so we've let him down. Chris is going to blame this one on Rico. He took my whole segment away from me. I had my robe and my cigar and my cognac ready to go. And he closed this history. That was barely history. That was more like, are you smarter than a fifth grader than it was history? Except I did like the last part. Some legitimate history in there, but
that's right. We got to have a piece of serious in there too. So we get to ask you a question, Rico. We get to ask you a question, Scotty. This is our question to him. Rico, when did we last hoist the Irish Cup? Huh?
Ooh.
When did Carrick last hoist the Irish Cup?
Yes.
2013.
Ooh, you need to listen to some of Court songs, baby. You need to listen to Krogan songs.
You can phone a friend on this one. Would you like a hint?
I'm not very likable, so my friend list is real small. I don't have anybody I can phone. My dog can't answer the question.
I think Scotty's telling you he's jumping at the bit. What is it, Scotty?
I'll phone Scotty. Scotty, ring, ring, ring. Hello, is Scotty there? Scotty,
you there, buddy?
Are you there? Can you help out a brother? Can you help out a brother Rico, please? When's the last time they hoisted a trophy?
There's a really unique supporters group named after the year that they won it.
Oh, was this around the Civil War era?
Wow.
Was it 76?
Oh!
Ding, ding,
Oh!
ding, 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 ding.
Well done. Well done. And we're trying to get
how we
back
do
there.
it here in the States. Do you see how I just cast that one out? And then reeled it back in.
Nicely done.
We're getting a whole lot of comments asking for the book.
I am 1,000% okay with you wearing a robe. You have to dim the room, okay? But you got to have a little bit of light. So no light high. It has to be lower.
Yeah, you got to do it from Becker's living room.
Absolutely. Smoking jacket, Becker's living room. Kick up those feet. I mean,
shout out Michael Becker.
Shout out to Michael Becker, aka Ted Danson.
Ted Danson.
Isn't that Becker?
No. I was last week's guest. Last week's guest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's who I meant. Totally. I totally watched last week. And that's who the guest was. So, yeah. I wasn't referencing Ted Danson and his show Becker that aired in the 90s on CBS in the States. Because that would be crazy, right?
I can't wait for his comments on that. Right on.
Look, I am what I am. You guys got a fairly toned down introduction. AJ lets you guys know how I operate, and this is the show, and this is how it should be. It should be us in the crowd laughing. And we take the game seriously. We take the matches seriously. We take the analyzation seriously. But there's just too much fun to be had, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where I kind of want to pivot right now is all of us have different backgrounds. We came from different places, but we're all here. And I kind of want to know your guys' backstory. Like, where did you grow up? Did you play soccer growing up? How did you hear about the Carrick Rangers? How did you get involved with the People's Podcast? So I'm going to start with Scotty this time, and then Vance, like, you hit me after. So, Scotty, let me
So-
know about you. Tell me about you. Let me drink you in.
And drink it in, man.
All of it.
So, born and raised native Alabamian from the deep South. My wife is from Northern California, and we met 21 years ago, and now I live out here. I've been out here for 19 years, and I grew up with Alabama Crimson Tide pigskin football. I played high school football, and soccer wasn't even in the universe I grew up in. And about 3 years ago, my kid, well, about 3 years ago, my now 11-year-old wanted to play youth soccer because as much as we love football, the American football, I think about these head injuries and the damage, you know, and I started gaining an interest watching it, and he started playing it, fell in love with it. And then my younger kid wanted to play, so I got roped into coaching. So I jumped full 2 feet in the fire about 3 years ago, got a U.S. soccer grassroots coaching license, been coaching some youth soccer.
Awesome.
And then I started seeing these ads. And it started with just as a real fun a little over a year ago with another team. And then the Ireland thing, and being of Scots-Irish descent with my ancestors, it's just like, why not? And like anything, I'm a novice to soccer. But Michael Becker last week, he summed it up beautifully about the romantic side of Carrick as a town and as the club, and how this is turning into a very authentic experience beyond just a hobby. Like sitting here laughing with new friends that I've made. I mean, you can't put a price tag on that. That's worth the investment, more than the investment. So just a little bit about me and how I jumped into the soccer thing. And I don't even I grew up fighting in fist fights over college football and the NFL. I don't even really watch them anymore because
you and the War Eagle.
Give me Premier League and give me Bundesliga and give me the NIFL, and that's what I want to do now. So this is fun, man. This is an absolute blast, and everybody I'm meeting, it's priceless. So
Excellent. And for those of you in the audience who aren't aware what War Eagle means, that's a reference to Auburn, Alabama's rival. It's the equivalent of Larn to
worse.
the Gers. So worse. Excellent. So that's a beautiful answer. And I just want to say, like, he wrote me a testimonial in the email, and it was pretty amazing to read because there's a lot of passion that people have in this community. And I can't wait to hear Van Slyke's answer because he's got a life going on like we all do around us. And there's something about fellowship. There's something about community and being able to just come together and just have a good time. And I want to know, Van Slyke, how did you come about this?
Well, so I was not a. I'm going to use you, Becker. That was a pretty good session last week, but I was also a Chelsea fan. I bleed blue around here. We got all kinds of gear and paraphernalia, but those teams are fun to watch, but kind of untouchable, if you will. I mean, that's the way I can describe it. And so I grew up playing soccer. I played all the way as an adult. I played at a high level. I've been able to get paid to play soccer. I played indoor against Central American teams, Mexican teams. Love it. Love the game. Have forever. And now I get the chance to coach the youngsters, and it's a part of my life. But I have to say, like, to ditto Scotty, the romanticism that Becker laid out that's real. And so the only thing that I can add to that, I want to add something unique. It's the word legacy. And when I don't know if everybody here, and I know we can put stuff down, and the links in the comments, but our owner, our majority owner, Michael, has some interviews. He has some actual video interviews as well. But if you don't know who this man is, you probably should figure it out. I have to admit, I threw a few bucks in because I wanted a piece of something. I wanted something soccer to call my own. And then when I learned more about Michael and watched those things, and the things that he said resonated with me so much, like never good enough to play EPL, but always wanted to have something of my own. And he's established a legacy. What he's describing is something that he can pass on to his kids. And to me, that absolutely resonated. That's what I invest in. That's my whole life. I cherish these things like the sports, but also an opportunity to own a team, and not just any team, a team from 1939, and the NIFL, I mean, we all know, has incredible opportunity for growth. I mean, it's really not even on the map. I mean, this could be just something incredible. And I just wanted to have a piece of that. But for me, it was legacy. And Michael, Michael Smith, I just can't say enough positive about him. I know we all have the same feelings, but when you get involved, and then later on, I was talking to him about hotels and in Belfast, and just the other day, he emails me about something that came back to him and stuff. I mean, this guy's approachable, and it was said one time last segment, but people catch themselves, and there's and AJ made a good point too about fractional ownership and how it kind of feels like that's kind of a thing right now, but it seems a little bit out there in the ether. Michael, in my opinion, clear even to starting at the ads that you might see out there on the internet, has established ownership that you cannot find. It is singular, the opportunity with this team. It's just incredible. And I love that we got the opportunity to listen to Becker speak, because he's been there, he's experienced it, and it's all the things that I think we're wanting to see and wanting to hear and wanting to feel with this experience. So for me personally, that was incredibly inspiring. But I will admit, after learning more about Michael Smith and whatnot, I actually ended up investing more into the team, just because it was that inspiring to me to have some kind of legacy.
Yeah. And
Chris, I'm sorry. You point out Michael's legacy and what Michael is doing with his club and opening the doors up for us American owners. I've spent a little time, and there's two other smaller teams, that I've dabbled with. And when you get to know what people in the UK, they're not, a lot of them in different areas, especially in England, are not real big fans of Americans coming in and buying up their football teams. And you look at what's going on with Manchester United and stuff like that. They kind of frown on it. So I think what Michael's doing and the way it's being done and how we're giving it a treatment that we are with this podcast, with the owners group, with the respect we just don't want to have the logo on our chest. We want the logo in our heart. I know that sounds a little bit, corny maybe. And I think the more he does that, and what he's doing is going to show the local people there in Northern Ireland that he's not a profiteer, and we're not just here to be profiteers. We're here to be, like you just said, man, to have something authentic that we can relate to, that we've always yearned to be a part of. And this is it, man. This is the opportunity. So thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, absolutely. To sum it up, Northern Ireland, we are not your enemies, okay? We are not the IRA. We are friends, and we want to partake in this adventure with you. You guys make some really good points, and it's just cool to kind of hear your backgrounds and how you got in, and it's true. Michael is so approachable and easy to access. It's insane. It's insane to think that a guy who's a majority stakeholder would reach out to other owners in the manner that he does and make accommodations. Like I just saw an email about coming out to visit and staying at the Carrick place and how many bedrooms it has, and he
right.
wants us to come out there, and we want to come visit. More importantly, we want to do right by Carrick and
Exactly.
Carrickfergus as a whole. Like, no disrespect. We'll shoot it honest on here, okay? I can't promise that there won't be days where we try to paint sunshine on dog turd, but we will always be respectful of the town, the people. We want to be ambassadors over here for Carrick, and it's pretty freaking cool to be a part of something like this. Opportunities like this don't come around very often, and I'm just grateful that we've got fans that want to be a part of it. The love for soccer, growing up in the States, soccer wasn't always recognized. Football as the beautiful game, and it is. There's a romantic aspect to football, to soccer, especially for those who played it. You mentioned, Vance, like that you had a indoor arena background. You didn't happen to play the Arizona Sand Sharks, did you?
Not that I recall, no.
Yeah, that was the team that was going around when I played indoor. So
Awesome.
indoor, what an amazing game. So fun. Totally
So much
different,
fun.
but
Yeah.
so much fun. Jeez Louise. But that's besides the point. Really, we're just gonna be ambassadors. We're gonna be on here talking about the team. We're gonna be repping the team, and eventually we will be touching down on Carrickfergus soil. And I can't wait, because I'll be delving into the history of that town. I'll be pubbing it. I'll be grubbing it. You just wait. Once Papa Bear gets his paws on that honey, there's no telling what'll happen.
And then we could all run around the pitch there at Taylor's Avenue and try to duplicate Danny's victory pose and see.
Yes.
Oh,
Boom.
that's such a good
It's
idea.
got like the Mario.
That's such a good idea.
And Liquid was in the comments and said I need to put the jersey on, so I figured there you go. This is the new away jerseys. If you didn't get one, I got one. So
how's that collar?
Hey, you know what? It's hanging in there.
But it looks dope. I like.
You're
that
too
collar.
much. You're
You
too
know,
much.
it doesn't look too bad on the screen, but I'm not going to complain. It's an authentic jersey. It's that, I think,
Hey, I like it. We're coming to an end here, guys. We got about 2 minutes left. Personally, I could go another hour with you guys. It's just that fun. But I want to thank both of you for being a part of this journey, this adventure. And I'll let Scotty go with some closing words if you got any, and then Van Slyke, and then we'll wrap this puppy up. So, Scotty, go.
So I'm an admin for the U.S. and really worldwide owners Facebook group. Very fun and interactive.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, Scotty has officially frozen and
Left the
waited to
building.
the last segment. I mean, you can't cut a better
So
promo
make sure you're
than
keeping
this.
a track. So I
He has
lost
no
connection.
idea.
No.
He has no idea. You just froze up for the last 30 seconds. We heard none of what you said.
I saw that.
It was good. It was
So
classic.
I would say get involved in the Facebook group that we have and stay up on your emails. Michael is extremely communicative. There's a lot of really good information. He sent one out today about potentially garnering sponsorships that might lead to us having our own homemade broadcast for home matches, which is huge. So
Huge.
stay up. That authentic reach in touch with the team is there for the taking, like with the rest of us. So, Chris?
Excellent.
Yeah, I was only going to make the comment about the sponsorships. Anybody who has that information, who may be interested individually, Michael's mentioned it's a real opportunity at an interesting price point to get into sponsorship with particularly our production, right? Particularly the games. But anyhow, so the only thing I want to say is, look, I can't be on this without saying thank you to everybody. But also I have my mother-in-law is fighting for her life right now. I just want to say, Jan, we're all behind you. Every one of these boys is behind you as well. And you go get her, girl.
Absolutely. Jan, we love you and we're praying for you. Just keep doing what you're doing. And that's the whole point of this thing right here is life is going on around us, guys. And it doesn't stop just because we want it to, but we can take breaks sometimes and just really bask in blessings because we all have a good amount around us. I'd also like to say, give a shout out to Hong Kong Acupuncture for making sure that they kept our producer away so we couldn't do a pre-production meeting. Folks, if this is your first time checking out the podcast, I promise it's going to continue to get better as long as I'm nowhere to be found. These two here, Scotty and Chris, okay. They're up there and they're going to produce, okay? Me, I can't promise that. I'm an absolute idiot, and this is probably as good as it's going to get. I'll just be honest, but I'll shoot straight with you. So, to the Carrick Rangers, to the family of Van Slyke, to Scotty, to his loved ones, to all of our loved ones, everybody, have a Merry Christmas because it's not too early to celebrate Christmas. Rangers, go get them. Take down those Crusaders. Adios. We're out.